Namaskar and welcome to the second edition of our special series on India-UN partnership to mark 75th anniversary of United Nations. Listeners may recall, India is one of the founding members of the world body. Today, we are observing World Habitat Day. The day marks an occasion to reflect on the state of our towns and cities and on the basic rights of all the individuals to adequate shelter. We have with us Ms. Parul Agrawal, Country Program Manager, UN Habitat India. Ms. Parul Agrawal is an urban development practitioner with experience in strategic policy analysis, land use and spatial planning, housing and economic development. She has worked on promoting the new urban agenda and sustainable development goals into the national policy framework in South Asia region. Welcome, Ms. Parul.
Thanks for giving me this opportunity on World Habitat Day.
Today we are observing the World Habitat Day. We talk about the state of our cities and towns. Tell us where we are now and what is the road ahead.
Yes, so the World Habitat Day is an important event that is marked on the first Monday of October every year. UN Habitat, we celebrate it as a mark to reflect on the state of our towns and cities and to also emphasize the shelter, which is the basic right to all. And the theme for the World Habitat Day this year is Housing for All, a Better Urban Future. The emphasis on housing is because, we consider housing as the basic building block of people's health, dignity, safety, well-being and inclusion. And in this decade for action, to achieve the new urban agenda and the sustainable development goals, we want to focus and highlight this important, initiative and this important theme this year.
According to estimates, around 20% of world's population doesn't have adequate housing. In this context, how does UN look at the future scenario and what are the measures being undertaken to ensure adequate housing?
Yeah, housing is an important need for every person, and by 2030, according to estimates, more than 3 billion people worldwide will need access to adequate housing, which means demand of almost 96,000 housing units a day. If we look at it in India's context, we know that almost 1 in 6 persons in our cities lives in slums, and that kind of calls out to the need for providing adequate housing to our urban residents and to the people in our country. So our focus, the UN Habitat has focused on housing by proposing housing at the center philosophy, which implies that I want to position housing and not just as a commodity to provide basic shelter, but also to orchestrate the planning practices, the policies, and to pull all these other important levers that we have at our disposal to integrate housing into the way we do our, look at urban development going forward. So which means that the national urban policies, the policies at the state level and at the city need to include provision of housing across all dimensions.
You talked about the theme and we all of us are very well aware that India has also set a goal for itself by proposing the housing for all by 2022 under Pradhan Mantri Awas Yojana Urban. How do you look at India's progress vis-a-vis the achievements so far in this sector?
So the Housing for All initiative was a forerunner to this global debate, in fact. So India had, under Pradhan Mantri Awas Yojana had the foresight to make it a national mandate. And one of the important aspects of this program is that a large share of this housing is dedicated for the slums and the weaker sections of the society. So almost 18 million, that's 1.8 crores of housing that is proposed to be being planned for addressing the slum challenge in the country. But we see that while this is a very important initiative and the government is making a lot of strides in achieving this goal of doing housing construction, we also need to look further beyond this. And as I mentioned, that by looking at the housing at the center as one of the key areas, there are opportunities to make this important program better, to make it more inclusive. So we are not looking at housing as just a building, but we are making our entire communities more sustainable, and we are making them more inclusive, and we are also looking into providing more housing options. So one very visible impact was this year when we saw the crisis of urban migrants. the workers who were sort of left in a lurch because of the pandemic and not having proper places to live. So we need to look at how we can make the housing inclusive and also have a further foresight into providing more housing options across all the different groups of people.
You rightly pointed out now we are living in a planet at a time when COVID-19 pandemic has cast its shadows on the development works. So what are the challenges for sustainable and adequate housing for all in the COVID and post-COVID era?
Yes, so COVID has definitely been an eye-opener in many ways to position the need for providing basic services and basic amenities to all. We have overcome a lot of obstacles globally in the last decade by reducing poverty, but now this decade and the coming decade for action is about looking at the inequalities in our cities, and that's what we observed. The health crisis of the scale of COVID, kind of shed a spotlight on this challenge of inequality, not just in India but globally, on how cities, where we have not planned well to make sure that everybody across in our cities and in our communities has access to basic services, which is shelter, water, sanitation. Livelihood is one of the most worst affected groups of people. So while a lot of lessons are being learned as we are learning from this crisis, but we want to again focus debate back into the crisis of shelter, and the selection of housing for all was very well thought out in this regard. That for COVID, housing has been a sort of a frontline need for the communities, and where cities have failed to meet those needs is the ones that have suffered the most.
It takes us back to the SDG goal, and especially when we are talking about the SDG goal number 12, which talks about sustainable cities and communities. One is the focus of UN Habitat's work in India in this regard. In what way its work has been contributing towards urban development in India?
SDG 11 aims to make our human settlements and cities sustainable, inclusive, safe and resilient. And this has determined our UN Habitat strategy in India on the kinds of programmatic interventions and also the normative research work that we are currently doing. And we are very thankful for the Government of India and the Ministry and all the partners for their support and for their collaboration. Our main, projects at the moment are looking at the whole breadth of work, consultation with looking with the needs of the urban challenges in India at the moment. One of our main flagship projects is on sustainable cities and community. And under this project, so under the Sustainable Cities project, what we are trying to do is to look at how can we infuse sustainable strategies into the urban planning and management of the cities so that an enabling climate for investments in green infrastructure can be constructed. Why this is important is that in India we have a long practice of city planning, but the kind of development we see is that is ongoing is very unplanned. And then secondly, the cities need to update and upgrade their planning tools and planning practices to meet the very dynamic needs of urban areas. So with that in mind, this program is being piloted in 5 cities across 4 states at the moment, and working closely with the city management, the city commissioners, to look into how the ongoing projects and the future projects that the cities are undertaking can aim at reducing the greenhouse gas emissions to address climate change, to look at how can some strategic projects aimed at improving the situation of slums can be undertaken, and overall how the quality of life of citizens can be improved by improving access to green spaces, by improving access to health facilities and education facilities. So that's one area where we are looking at overall how the cities can be made better. We are also looking into the waste aspects. The waste management is an important challenge in India. Some of the important schemes of the government, the Swachh Bharat mission is kind of gives a very good picture to the the scale of the crisis and the interventions that are possible. But what we want to take this debate, important initiative a bit forward and look at the challenge of plastic waste. So which is something, again, the COVID crisis has shed, has brought this challenge. Also, has kind of like focused on this plastics challenge also, with a lot of plastic waste being generated from health facilities, from residential areas. So under this project, which we are working.
Yeah, Parul, just that brings me to just one important aspect. India has been at the helms of affair in UN Habitat during 2017 to 2019. Can you share some light on the significant achievements in this period?
Yes, so India was elected as the president of the UN Habitat Assembly for the 2 years, and these are very important years because they were kind of running up towards the planning of the World Urban Forum 2020, and then also the Habitat 3 conference, which is organized once in every 20 years. In 2016, set out this new urban agenda as a way forward, as a blueprint for UN Habitat to follow for the next 20 years, to look at how to kind of fulfill the mandate under SDG 11. So India was in a very important position to shape that narrative, for the agents to represent the voice of the region at a global platform, and to also provide a lot of important lessons that were being from the urbanization story of India itself, with a lot of flagship projects such as the Pradhan Mantri Awas Yojana, the Smart City Mission, the Swachh Bharat Mission, and which provided a lot of learning,
Parul, your insights have been great, and thanks for joining us and sharing your insights into the shape of things to come in the context of towns and cities as we speak on the World Habitat Day this year. Thanks for joining us.
Thanks for giving me this opportunity on World Habitat Day.